and welcome to another episode of Shalesey Cast. Today we're going to take a look at Control Warrior. This one, a little bit on the expensive side in terms of crafting, but the basics are the same in any kind of... Now, I've toyed with this deck a lot until I've got it how I want it. You may see differences from other decks. I've got Ascension Shieldmaster in there, and Defender of Argus to help versus the rushy decks. I'm toying with taking these out and putting Argent Commanders in after I looked at the Sea Story Cups, but I will think about that. In a Rage, deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +2 attack. This is great versus rush decks to kill 1 health things. It is also very good at synergizing with Grommash because you will enrage him and give him +2 attack, so it makes him a 12/8 with charge, which is really cool. You can use it on Frothing Berserkers on this turn after you drop them to give them some extra damage. And it works with any of your creatures really, just to give it extra damage. I used to run 1. I run 2 now because sometimes you struggle for ways to enrage Grommash. Execute, amazing spell. Anything that's damaged, you kill it. It's great to clear the board, get rid of things like Rag, any big creatures, giants, stuff like that. Shield Slam, deal 1 damage for each armor you have. This synergizes very well with Shield Block, which gives you 5 armor, and this deck in the early game, and obviously Armor Smith, which gives you armor for every damage you take, your minions take. It's just Shield Slam, great. Execute, amazing. These are your 2 big removal spells. Whirlwind, again, synergizes with Execute, so you can Whirlwind, Rag, and then execute him. Also really good in aggro games. Also synergizes really well if you've got a Frothing Berserker down and they've got a lot of minions. You can Whirlwind, kill all the minions or damage all the minions and make your Berserker really big, which is really good if you've got some taunt for the Berserker to sit behind. Fiery War Axe, amazing 2 mana, 3 damage, 2 durability, just such a really cheap good weapon. Slam, deal 2 damage to a minion if survives, draw a card, which is just one of your card draw. Like this deck relies heavily on card draw, so you want cards, you need cards, because you want to survive the early and mid game, and you want to get to your late game big guys. Acolyte Pim synergizes with your Whirlwind. You can inner rage them to draw cards, and you can also make them actually a threat if you inner rage them. Really, you can inner rage Armor Smiths if you want to make them a threat and draw some and get some more armor. Frothing Berserker is just this is your mid game. He is mainly your mid game. Get some big Frothing Berserkers and you can actually just end the game if you get a good move. Get a couple of Frothing Berserkers out there. Yesterday I was playing versus a friend and he was playing Handlock. I managed to get 2 Frothing Berserkers out. He put a giant down and taunted it. I Whirlwinded and executed his giant and then hit him for around 16 damage on like turn 4 or 5. It was pretty sick. I think it was might have been turn 5 or 6. I'm not sure, but it was a lot of damage. Defender, helpful to taunt up some of these minions to protect your Berserkers, or to taunt up your Berserkers if they get nice and big. Just big roadblocks. Ascension Shieldmaster is just a really good 4-drop taunt. 5 health is just really good versus rush decks. Brawl, very good versus rush decks. Very good versus like Shamans. And very good late game if your opponent if your mid game's kind of failed and you're waiting for your big guys, you're waiting for the big drops. It's a really good way to clear the board on like turn 7 before you drop a Rag or before you pull Grommash out. Just a pretty good removal spell. Faceless Manipulator, just great at replicating some big threat of theirs if they throw out Ysera or they throw out like Tyrion or something, or a Rag. It's really good. I do have a big game hunter in here, but I don't anymore. I'm just relying on execute. Ken Bloodhoof, just a really good legendary. I guess you could put like a ogre in instead of him. Gore Howl, just such an amazing weapon. 7 damage, but only 1 durability. But if you attack minions, it just loses an attack rather than durability. It can be used to finish, and can be used to just control the board while you're waiting to get some of your big guys out. Gromosh, already talked about him. He's got charge. You have a few ways to enrage him. You can slam him. You can shield slam him if you have armor. It's very difficult to like on turn 10. If you have no armor, you can't shield slam him because you would put him out for 8. You armor up for 2, and then shield slam. You can shield slam him if you've got an armor smith out there. So, say for example, you've got an armor smith out there. You play Gromash, you run an armor smith into something, get 1 armor, and then shield slam him. That's a good little combo. Enrage him, shield slam him, whirlwind him, all these enrage him. Running him into stuff enrages him too, but then you can't do that damage to their face. He's your finisher really. You don't really want to drop Gromash unless you really need to, or you're about to kill them. Rag obviously is just a really good late game finisher. Alex Strazer, this is a good combo if you get Gromash out there and you enrage him and he's doing 14 damage and you've got something else to do the extra the 12 damage, 12 or 14, has he got 14? 12 damage, if you're enraging twice, whatever. If, you know, basically you can finish the game with a surprise, kind of if you've got Gromash out there, you Alex Strazer, Gromash them in the face and Gore Howl them and it's game over. You know, you kill them in 1 turn from full health. But you've got to be confident that Gromash isn't going to die out there. But, you know, there is some very good combos of Alex Strazer. I mean, you can Alex Strazer and then you can Gromash the next turn. And you can kill them with Alex Strazer and Gromash, stuff like that. And Ysera's just a really, really good late game. Not essential, but, you know, really cool. So, I'm going to show you a few games. I'm not sure about substitutes in this deck. I'll have a think about it. I guess you could put Argent Commanders in there. You can run it without Rag, Alex Strazer and Ysera, but I would recommend at least running Alex Strazer and Gromash. Ken's not essential either. Everything else, I think the Brawl's an epic, the Gore Howl's an epic, Faceless is an epic, Defender rare, common, normal, Armor Smith's a rare, Slam's common, normal, epic is the Shield Slam, Execute's normal, Inner Rage is a common. So I'll put the deck on half pun so you can see it. Okay, cool. Let me close this down. So close down the half storm and let's get rid of a few of these windows. Okay, cool. Alright, so I've got quite a few games for you on Warrior Control. So let's get into them. So I'm probably going to mulligan out Alex Strazer and the Gore Howl here. We'll keep the Whirlwind. We can see he's a Warlock. There's a lot of Zoo deck, which I covered in my last episode. There's a lot of aggro, puffing aggro, Murlocs. There's a lot of different aggro Warlocks out there. And there's also Handlock, so you don't really know what you're going to get. But Whirlwind's good versus both of them. So we've got a nice starting hand. We've got a Senjin and the War Axe and the Whirlwind, which are all really good against aggro. I just a warning, I'm not always the best at updating half decker, so don't be standard if so we fast straight in. So we're gonna play the War Axe because as soon as he plays the Argent Squire, we kind of like semi-confident that this is a rush aggro deck because Handlock isn't going to be running it, and there's not really a lot of other Warlocks out there there's aggro or Handlock at any kind of decent ranking. So There's a knife juggler. So I thought we were going to get a free knife juggler there. Seems not, but we're going to shield slam him probably. So, armor up. Shield slam him. So we're not worried about losing our removal spells versus aggro versus like a 2-drop when we could shield slam something bigger, because what we really want to do versus this aggro deck is get ahead and get some control, so that we can kind of stop him. You know, we don't want him to form a board like he's doing. We want to get control of this board so that we can get control of the game. I think what we're going to play. So we're going to get a card draw. So we're going to play an Acolyte. Get a card draw. So we get a couple of things dead there. Oh, good wolf. That's pretty cool. So we'll leave him with 1 minion. So we're kind of getting some board control now. We can kill his Argent next turn with Acolyte, getting a card draw if he doesn't die before then. We've now got Gromash as well, so we have a finishing move. So if we can get to turn 8, we can finish him, which is pretty cool. So Dark Iron Dwarf ruins our day, and we only get 1 card draw. So we've got Alexstrasza now. So again, we've got more finish. 30 watt X. So I'm toying with, I don't know what I'm toying with there. So I don't want to just get 1 draw out of the Acolyte, but I'm just going to throw him out there and make him choose between whether he wants to destroy my armor creating thing or my drawing thing. I'm also a bit of a clicker. I like clicking the stuff. So it looks like he's going to kill both. So we've got Soulfire there. What's he going to lose? He's going to lose a card. So he loses the Harvest Golem. So this is pretty cool for us. He's got no cards left, and we've got lots. But he has got a 5/7 out there. So if we Fiery War, play one of his threats, and we put a roadblock to his other threat, which I think is pretty fair. I was about to say we could have got a hold there, but we couldn't. So this is where the Warlock comes into his own, like, because he can draw 2 cards every turn. He's got a good life total, so that's good for him. So we're kind of a little bit screwed here. We can't clear this Doom Guard. We've had to waste our Fiery War Axe on the Shield Bearer, but he does do us a favour here by taunting up the Doom Guard, because we've got the Gore Howl just sat waiting, which is pretty cool. But then we just top deck the Execute, so that's even better. Probably play Cairn here. Yeah. So could have possibly played the Gore Howl there. That gives us some nice clear, but at least we've got a nice threat out there now. So I guess the plan now is to use Alexstrasza on ourselves, and I thought I was dead here. I was just like, oh my god, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. I'm so dead. You know, Soulfire's coming. Sorry that happened. So then I give him a sorry that happened, and I Alexstrasza myself. Back up to 15. And now we just need... basically, he's dead next turn because we've got Gromash, we've got Alexstrasza, we've got 4 damage there. We just don't need to die this turn. So this is a finishing combo, and you know he's not going to see this, is he really? And he actually wasn't dead. He was dead once he life tapped because he had that taunt there. But he life tapped. We enrage Gromash, and we hit him in the face for 20. And GG! And I give him a BM my thanks. I'm such a... nice. I just hate rush decks, and I just BM them when I beat them. Okay. Alrighty, so We are against Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
So we've got some executes there. We probably want to keep one of those executes, but no, we're not going to keep any executes. So we're going to keep Senjin Shieldmaster. We get a really good draw again. Fiery War Act there that we can coin out. Druids usually don't run Swampus.
Greetings.
Whoops. Hello. So we're going to coin out the War Axe because it's going to help us in the early game. Really good at keeping his board under control. So he's just going to hero powers in the face. Probably just going to armor up. And we've just drawn a War Axe, so we're just going to hit him in the face with our War Axe. Because we're going to go put the other one on turn 4. Because we're probably going to be playing the Frothing Berserker on turn 3. Either that or the Acolyte of Pain. Kill the Harvest Golem. Get our Frothing Berserker a little bit of attack. So now he's going to be either forced to remove this Frothing Berserker,
I must safeguard the land.
which he does. So, put the Senjin up, give him some Todd to deal with. So we've got some card draw options. We can even slam our own Acolyte for 2 card draws, which is pretty cool. And then you obviously get another card draw out of it the next time it hits something or something hits it.
What?
So any feedback on these videos, appreciated. Just let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. So he goes for the clear with the Wrath, and then he cheekily heals himself up. Pretty cool little move. So we're going to go for the slam, get a card draw, get another Frothing. We don't really fancy another Frothing out there. And we're just going to play the War Axe, play the Earthen Ring Farseer. So we're just trying to maintain a pretty decent board control in the early and mid game. Just trying to limit the damage to ourselves and limit the amount of stuff that you can get on the board. We don't really want to build in a massive board on us. Shield Slam. So we're going to Berserker. Shield Slam. We'll enrage our Berserker. So we've got board control. Got a bit of attack on our Berserker. And we've got 1 durability left on our Fiery War Axe to hit anything that comes out to give our Berserker even more attack. We've got a Whirlwind, which we can use to give him more attack, but no, we're going to get swiped, which is unfortunate. So very good to remove the threat as soon as he sees it. Always a good idea to remove that threat. Yeah, we draw an execute, which is pretty cool. So we'll probably get some card draw out here. We're going to get 2 armor and a card draw. So we've got Inner Rage, 2 armor there. So we're going to get 2 card draws minimum out of that Acolyte, unless he silences it. And there's an Acidic Swampu, so when I was talking about the Druids don't usually run it, looks like this Druid does. So he's got a Claw as well. So he's going to be able to clear both, no not both, he's one of these threats, so he's going to clear the armor smith, so we're going to get an extra armor. YOLO Rag, yeah, okay, cool. So we top deck Rag, and oh wow, Inner Rage on the Acolyte to get 2 card draws out of him and clear the board, so we hit him in the face with the Rag. That's a nice little play So we've got both executes now, which is really cool for us, because if he starts throwing some taunts up, we can execute him. We've got both shield blocks, so we've got 10 armor. We've literally got 10 health there, and 2 card draws, so they don't need dead cards. And he's going to clear our rag. He's going to take 8 damage in the face, but he did just get 4 armor from that bite, so it's not going to be as bad for him. So that's one of our threats gone. We've got shield slam now, which is really cool. So brawl, that's good. Faceless, pretty good. So we've got 15 armor, 23 health, so we pretty much winning on their health point of view. And anything he puts out there, we can shield slam. So we've got his rag there. So I mean, I think we can faceless. We can faceless his rag, and then shield slam it. I think 6, yeah. So we can get 8. We can get 8 armor. So faceless, armor up, shield slam. It's always tempting to chat to people when you're recording, but I'm just mindful sometimes that I'm recording and it's probably not a good idea. The experience of the viewer. So 2 damage to rag. I'm not sure why he did the 2 damage, but I'm guessing it's all he could do. And then we top deck Gromash. So we 12. So he's got a 12-8 to deal with and a rag, and he's got down to 2 health, so I think he may struggle here. I don't think there's anything in the Druid's arsenal that can deal with both of those, unless he's got 2 natural eyes, obviously. Pretty cool. Okay, cool. So then we've got a Rush Hunter. Let's find this Rush Hunter. So I did cover Rush Hunter before in one of my videos. No, so let's try and get it before the mulligan. Sorry, guys. So, because this video is 6 hours long, I did quite a long session. It is tough to get it in the right place. So, Rush Hunter. We get a Hunter, it's more than likely Rush when we see it here, so we're going to mulligan everything. We don't want any of that stuff. We want Armor Smiths, we want Shield Blocks, we want Whirlwinds, we want Fiery War Axe. So Shield Blocks, Fiery War Axe, pretty cool. We go in second, so we can coin out Fiery War Axe in turn 1. Which is kind of cool for us, but the problem with Fiery War Axe is, on a Rush Hunter, is that you're going to take damage twice from charge minions unless you armor up, which kind of sucks. But if you play the Fiery War Axe on turn 1, and then you put it away, leave it, sorry, then on turn 2 you can armor up, and you can hit something in the face.
Greetings.
So we can clear those threats out until we can be a threat ourselves. I did post on Reddit that I have good what's what I'm gonna do? I run quite well with Rush Hunter versus Control Warrior. But I guess most control warriors don't run the Senjins that I do, defenders. So we got a couple of taunts there, which is really going to help us out versus this hunter. We've got a shield block, buy us some time. Yeah, a few hunters running flare. I don't I don't run flare, but I guess it's useful to run it against other hunters. The mirror. And anyone that's heavy on secrets. But the only person that's really heavy on secrets at the moment are the secrets mage and the rush hunter. And the mid-range hunter. So he gets Huffer, which is good for him, it's bad for us. So he's going to Fazdingo, because Huffer can't clear him. Huffer only does 4 damage. So Huffer will die to Senjin. So we've got 1 hound. So he does lose Huffer to it. So I'm going to Acolyte and Slam. I could have Acolyted and Whirlwind, but why didn't I do that? But I'm glad I didn't, because this is the turning point of this game, because we have Execute, and I've never actually seen anyone run the Beast, ever. So I'm going to put Armor Smith out, and I'm going to Whirlwind, to give us a couple of points of armor and a card draw, and do 1 damage to Finkel Ironheart for the Beast. I'm going to execute it, and we're going to get 3/3/3. And I'm going to give him a BM my thanks. So we've got Gromash, we've got the Gore Howl, we've got a lot of threats. We've still got that defender in there, so we can taunt stuff up, and we've still got another execute. So if he plays anything big, this was I've never seen anyone run the Beast. I was just like, what? So confused. So we can get another card draw from Lepanum. He's a cool guy. We got Ken. So let's have a look. More armor. I'm going to taunt these up. We've got misdirection. Kinda sucks. But oh look. 2 more armor. Thank you. So we're starting to stabilise now. He's only got 3 cards left. We've got a lot of threats in our hand. We've got no way to enrage Gromash yet, which is a little bit unfortunate. He's going to keep throwing the traps out. It's probably an explosive trap. So that's why I played Gromash, so we can enrage him. And it's not, unfortunately, which makes me kind of sad, because I was expecting Gromash to get enraged there, but these things happen. So he's got 3 cards left. We've got 27 health, so he's not really got us in a place where he wants us right now. There's a Gromash on the field, so if he plays like a explosive trap, it could be really bad for him. It could mean he's dead, really, pretty much. So he can play a explosive trap. He's got to get through a 4 taunt, and he's got to get through 27 health. So I think he's just working out that he's pretty screwed. So my patience is kind of run out a little bit now. So I always spam greeting at someone when they're taking a long time, I think. And there we go. So let's go 240, 60. Oh wow. Okay, so another rush deck for you, Murlocs. So there's a lot of rush decks out there, that's why I'm showing them. It makes the video shorter as well, I guess. But there's a lot of rush decks out there. You're going to see the rush decks, so you're going to need to know how to play against them, I guess. this deck does fare better versus the late game decks, but it also has all the tools it needs to deal with aggro, which is what makes it such a good deck, because there's a lot of aggro right now. So Murlocs, Fiery War Axe. It's a thing that we want. We get one. We take out that Murloc Tide Caller because he's what the Murloc deck needs to get going. Really, you know, that's how they snowball. So Frothing Berserker out there. Let's get him big. Play the Leponome. We lost a bit of health, but we've stabilised a little bit. We've got a threat out there. We've got Whirlwind, which is going to be good against any Murlocs he plays right now before he buffs their health with like Murloc War Leader. So he's going to be really restricted to what Murlocs he can play. So whatever he plays right now, he's just going to beef up my Frothing. But he doesn't obviously know that for sure. But you can take a good guess at that. Eh? We're not at a level where people aren't thinking quite heavily about the game. He's clearly thinking quite heavily about it. So he decides to take a life tap. So I'm gonna put a nice taunt out there for my Frothing. He's going to take another life tap. Couple of Murlocs out there. I think this is prime time for a Whirlwind. If we're going to Whirlwind, we might as well put an Acolyte out there. And we can beef up this Frothing Berserker. So we get a card draw. We get an 8 damage Frothing. You can now see the power of the Sentient Shield Masters in here.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
So looks like we're about to lose our Taunter. And I'm guessing if we're about to lose our Taunter, then he must have something to kill the Frothing. And I'm guessing it's a Soulfire. Yeah. Okay. So there goes the taunt. So 8 health left. Let's get a card draw first. Another Senjin. I'm going to play Ken. Could play the Senjin and armoured up, but we got him in a pretty good position. Doomguard, and he's just going to discard 2 cards there. So he's going to kill the first part of Ken. Armour up. Kill the Doomguard. In a rage Ken. Oh, I think this is GG, yeah. Cool. Okay. So we've got a rogue.
Victory or death!
A couple of different rogues out there at the moment. We've got like a tempo rogue, got a miracle rogue, and tempo rogue's going to put some threats out there. Can't remember what this is. I think this is a bit of a strange one. Might be like a tempo kind of rogue.
So many options.
Armour up. We've not got a lot to play.
I can taste the mana.
So we got mana addicts. So I think we should clear that with the shield slam. We've got Senjin to play on turn 4. Acolyte if we need it. We can Acolyte and Inner Rage for a card draw and a threat.
Mind if I roll need?
So Loot Hoarder. Ring. So it makes me think that this is kind of some kind of tempo minion based rogue if he wants the Loot Hoarder in there. But people might start playing Loot Hoarder in place of that bagel. Shiv Eviscerate to get rid of the taunt. So if he's going to Shiv Eviscerate to get rid of the taunt, then he's probably the Whirlwind for the card draw. I preferably wanted my Armor Smith down there to get the extra armor, but it's fine. And we give him a card draw as well with the Loot Hoarder. He's got a lot of cards. We've got Ken to play next turn.
So many options.
We hunger for vengeance. This guy's toast.
So, Blood Mage Thalnos is going to work really well with rogue spells. So we want to get rid of him really.
Yes, mother.
Inner Rage him. And he gets another card draw. We just don't want him doing +1 damage on his spells really. Gadgizan. We really don't like. Rogues have got a lot of cheap spells. They can just cycle through their deck really well with a Gadgizan. So we do want to kill that as soon as possible. Because he's just drawing cards for fun now. So I think the play here is to brawl. So hit him first for the damage, and Ken comes back anyway. If you kill Ken in a brawl, you'll get the death rattle. So if he dies in the brawl, you'll get the death rattle. So I'd still be left with a 4/5, even if he died. But we've got a solid chance of getting rid of the Gadgizan, which is what happens. But he's still got a lot of cards. Just gonna get rid of Ken. We've got Finn.
Times the Earth One are upon us.
Got Arcane Golem, so he's got a bit of rush in there as well. So we're gonna Rag. YOLO Rag. And you know, I could have Alex Strazed there, and then Rag the turn after. It's also a possibility. But I was getting quite low myself, so I thought I'd just hold on to Alex Strazed.
This guy's
and he's
toast.
shown that he can have charge.
Mind if I roll need?
Just gonna hit us for one. Gonna shield block.
My shield for Argon.
Armor up.
Strike.
So a nice defensive wall. He's got to get through that 9 health rag. He's used both his eviscerates, so he's going to really struggle. He's got quite a lot of armor as well. Cycling through his deck again with this Gadgetzan. Execute one. Minion. Get Sir out there. Got a chance to kill the Gadgetzan here. Hit him in the face instead. Kills himself. Okay. So 232. Okay. So now we've got a mage. So I think I must have gone to make a cup of tea or something here. So that's why I'm just sat there. So I'm probably going to mulligan out the Gromash and the Brawl. It looks like I don't want the Shield Slam either. Our beautiful fiery war axe.
Job's done.
So we've got a defender as well. Got a shield block. So mana worm is gonna die. Fiery war axe is just such a great thing to have in your starting hand. I just love it. I think it's great. That's what I did. I was running 1, but now I run 2 because it's just so useful. So his turn 2's kind of a little bit wasted. We can armor up. Cycle through the deck. Got Gromash. We got two ways to enrage him. So we've already got our finishing plan, so we just got to get through the early and mid game without taking too much damage, without letting our opponent get too much ball control. So we haven't really got a play here. So it looks like I'm going to armor up and hit the water elemental. I guess for purposes of shield slamming or executing, if I draw it. So I'm just going to clone the Yeti. I just need to get some sort of presence out there, so just throw a Yeti out there. Just give him something to hit instead of my face. Is the plan, I guess, here. Now we've got 2 whirlwinds and 2 inner rages, so if we can get to turn 8, we're looking pretty good. And at least if we put the Yeti out there, it gives him something to use his removal spells on as well. So we give him something to fireball, give him something to crossbow, etc.
On.
Hammersmith. We don't really want a whirlwind here because it kills the Yeti.
Thank you.
We kind of have to. 2 whirlwinds. And you go up in rages. Oh wow. I don't think I thought this through. I was kind of stuck for a play there, and I don't think that was the best one. Should maybe have defended, put the Hammersmith out there and defended. That's probably a better play, because then he can't just. Because now I've got the only way I can enrage Gromash is to slam him, and that's turn 10. So I've got to wait an extra 2 turns. I'll hope that I get a shield slam and I've got armor left at the beginning of the turn. So, shield slam the Yeti. Yeah, this isn't particularly well played by me here. But I did get a pretty sucky draw, I think. So. All those inner rages and whirlwinds just weren't really good for what we were trying to do. So, perfect timing on the brawl. And it's a perfect brawl as well. So this evens things up now, removes 3 of his threats off the board. Oh, sorry, this Golem comes back with the death rattle. And reduces his card advantage a little bit, the brawl there. So now we would have been, last turn we would have been able to play Gromash. Now we can't. 'Cause we've got nothing to enrage him on. So maybe should have saved one of those inner rages. I was possibly tilting a little bit here.
It's time for a little blood.
It's always good to think things through before you do them, and don't always feel you need to do something on a turn, like I did on that turn. You know, that's a lesson in how to play better, I guess. From me playing badly. So I've put myself in a pretty tough spot now. I clearly must win because I have noted this game down, but I haven't played it well. Good trade there from him. Kind of sucks on his arcane missiles, just kind of whiffs. So we're kind of forced to play Gromash now. But he's only got 1 card. He's used his polymorph already on Cairn, so he's got another poly in there. He's probably got 2 fireballs. He's going to frostbolt Gromash. Kind of sucks for us. And top deck Rag. Pretty cool guy. And I think he does us a massive favour here, and it's the water elemental in the face, which is really cool. But he can still kill Gromash. Decides that it's the. I don't know why he did that. He decides it's the Rag that he wants to get rid of. So Fiery War Axe is our friend. Beef up our Frothing, and we have somehow managed to scrape through this game. I mean, it's not over yet. but we're in a very commanding position. We were in a very commanding position. That flame strike, so good for him. That shield slam, not so good for us. So as you can see, the only threats we have left are Ysera and Alexstrasza. We've got Gorehowl as well. The Ooze, which is not good for us also, but at least we can shield slam the Ooze. Decided to save the shield slam for the Ooze and use the Gorehowl instead. So now at least the Gorehowl allows us to keep control until we can top deck something. And I've got a feeling that I top decked just the perfect card, so we get the shield block. So the keeping the shield slam was just amazing. So we're managing to get back in. So we've got 16 health, he's got 20. We've got the Gorehowl there so we can clear any threats. So it's a rag. So we kind of need something to damage rag so we can execute it. Something that's not us hitting him in the face.
I bring life.
So Alexstrasza, just at the right point, I guess.
Shields up.
I bet he was really happy when he hit Alexstrasza here, but he was over the moon. So, luckily for us, we're a top decking hero. We slam, we execute, we armor up, we clear the board. We're getting close to the end of our deck, but never fear, Ysera is here. This is a no-brainer.
I dream and the world
Just play Ysera. Okay, we got a dream. I had a dream. So, Arcane Intellect.
There are. You are not fit to rule the Horde.
And this kind of sucks for him because we're just going to return it to his hand. Just buy ourselves a turn, really.
shall bring you rest.
Which is all we really need to finish this off. Showing that, I guess this game shows that you can take a game close to the brink. You can play badly and still somehow manage to get back into it. Got another taunt.
Strike.
Just gonna get some more armor from. Let's just make sure he's got no threat on the board. I'm just playing this super safe now. I think we've come so far into this game. I mean, like a flame strike kind of ruins our day a little bit. Or a lot. One thing, we've put the armor smith on the far right. When he flame strikes you, you get armor for everything up until the armor smith. Whereas I think if he flame strikes you when the armor smith's on the left, you get less armor. So it might be worthwhile putting the armor smiths on the far right versus a mage. Just a thought for you. So he's going to fireball each Sarah. I don't think it matters. I think that is it. Is that it? Remove the spell damage.
Cards.
And he runs out of cards. So this one's gone down to the wire, really. Pretty long game, pretty good game. We did some bad plays, we did some good plays. We've got one more game after this versus an aggro warrior, so it's not going to be that fast. Sorry, that long. We're just waiting for our opponent to throw in the towel. So fireball.
I wonder.
Flame strike. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I did get all the armor there, didn't I? Okay. Yep. I am mistaken. Cool. Okay, so the last one is quite a way down. Oops. Okay.
Garrosh versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! I will crush you!
So warrior, I think it's a mirror, more than likely. I've played a few of these mirrors. They're interesting. Is the only thing I'll say about them. Whoever Alex Strasser's first usually wins.
Greetings. Greetings.
So as soon as he puts the fairy dragon out there, I'm pretty confident that I'm against aggro.
The light protects.
And as soon as he pulls the Argent Squire out there, then that solidifies it. So
Speak to me.
get a card draw. Fairy Dragon's bad for us because we don't have anything to, none of our removal spells, we can target it. That put him in a position where I thought he'd want to trade. I don't know what he was doing here.
My thanks.
Bring the pain.
Again, extra. I mean, the toss up there is: do I take the extra card draw, or do I clear his fairy dragon cost effectively? And I think I decided I wanted the extra card. So I did put myself a little bit in risk there. It was a risk. It allows him to clear. Allows him to clear my board easier.
Bring the pain.
Take the extra card draw first. Execute. And the taunt out. Which is what we kind of want versus a aggro deck. Just get those taunts out there. So he's armoring up now.
X marks the spot.
He's going to play Bloodsail Raider inefficiently, which is fine with us.
Be thirsty.
Slam it, just for the card draw. We could have killed it straight with the Senjin, but let's see what we can get in the card draw. Also gives our Frothing an extra attack. So does that. So shield slam the Argent. Get some more damage on the Frothing. Inner rage it. Get some armor. Get some more damage on it. And I saved the other inner rage for Grow Mash because we can Grow Mash next turn.
For the War Chief!
So we're going to lose the Frothing. That's fine. He's kind of done his job anyway. But no, he chooses not to kill the Frothing.
That's an error.
And that gives us the win. I'm going to hit him in the face. The exact lethal.
Crush you!
Give him an I will crush you. So mana, Shales. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for watching Warrior Control. Hope that was useful. Send me any questions on the YouTube video, or drop me a message, shaleseycasts@gmail.com. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me if you got any suggestions, need any help with any of the replacement cards, and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching.